All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my YouTube family. Good afternoon. Today is what's today? Today is the 17th, June 17th. You know what time it is, y'all. You know what time it is. It is Keeping Up with Congress, y'all. Keeping Up with Congress. If you are watching me live right here, if you're watching me at all on YouTube, hit that like button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button, and share. Ooh, what a day, what a day, what a day, what a day. You know, I got a little commercial. I got to bring my little commercial to you. Then we're going to get this party started. Thank you for tuning in for Keeping Up with Congress. I am Tamara Johnson Sheely, your candidate for the United States Senate. I'm a progressive Democrat that believes that reparations will make America great. It is time that we bridge the divide in this country. Please go to the website, that's tamara4georgia.com, www.tamara4georgia.com. Please join me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here for Keeping Up with Congress. All right. Well, let's dive in. So, you know, we're all watching this Juneteenth. This weekend is what is it? On Saturday, June 19th is the official date for Juneteenth. And we're watching what's happening, what's unfolding in Congress. Juneteenth. They have, passed in the Senate. It has passed in the Senate that Juneteenth will become a federal holiday. So let's dive into this article. I feel away, y'all. I totally feel away, and I think all of us feel away. I actually posted on Facebook a little while ago. How do you pacify Black people? You put Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. You make Juneteenth a holiday. That's how you pacify Black people. What a slap in the face, y'all. I think they just keep thinking we stupid. Cut the check. That's all I keep thinking every time I see. Cut the check. Where's the reparations? Where's the economic policy? Every other group gets what they need. We get symbolism. Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. Juneteenth a holiday. You know, I'm feeling away. So let's dive into the article, y'all. It says as Juneteenth becomes a federal holiday, the U.S. needs a culture of reparations. This article goes on to say, as we celebrate Juneteenth, we should recognize that there is a way to change the cultural attitude towards reparation, and it might already be occurring. Well, I hope the hell it is. Hey, Ruff, I see you over there, family. Ping some folks into the room if you're following me on Clubhouse. Let's get this party started. I'm gonna make my screen bigger for those of you who are watching on YouTube. Let's see if we can make this a little bit bigger. It says the city of Evanston. It goes on the site where we've made advances. So it says the city of Evanston approved the country's first municipal reparations program, providing housing grants of $25,000 to cover mortgage costs, down payments, and home improvements for Black residents injured by the city's past redlining practices. Goes on to say in 2020, Asheville, North Carolina passed a community reparations program, which endeavors to invest in Black neighborhoods. Says in the same year, the town council of Amherst, Massachusetts approved a resolution to engage in a path of remedy for Black residents injured or harmed by discrimination and racial injustice. States such as California, Virginia, Maryland are also moving in this direction. And then it says in 2019, Georgetown University students overwhelmingly approved the addition of a $27.20 per semester tuition fee to help pay reparations to the descendants of the slaves the university sold in the 1830s. Well, hell, I didn't know it was just $27 per tuition for the tuition fee. That's all. Oh, well, yeah, I guess we'll take it. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet. I see you, Brother Charles. He says no more symbolism. I see you, Universal Mike. Hey, family. Yeah, symbolism, y'all. $27. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna keep reading. In the fight for reparations, we should not assume that opposition to reparations will stay constant, therefore necessitating a rigid political approach to the issue. It says, according to Gallup in 2002, only 14% of Americans were in favor of reparations. Less than 20 years later, in 2019, 29% of all Americans support them. So we get in there, and that was 2020. Excuse me, that was 2002, and this is 2021. So we're making some progress, y'all. We just I can't. I won't be negative Nancy today. I'm gonna be positive Patty. This growing support is both a byproduct of local activism and political pressure, as well as a reflection of changing attitudes. Such change has been spurred by an awakening on the racist origins of the United States, beginning on the backs of enslaved Black people and continuing with the devaluation of Black property and life. Goes on to say, as the local initiatives described above demonstrate, these initiatives signal a change in culture and encourage a shift that will eventually deliver a comprehensive reparations plan to Congress. So I like the fact that this article is helping us to see the light at the end of this dark tunnel that we've been traveling down in our fight for reparations. This is a good article. So it goes on to say, while federal policies in the 1960s and 1970s officially banned such racist housing practices, Black people are still burdened in ways that manufacture and cement de facto redlining. For example, homes in majority Black neighborhoods are worth 23% less than homes of similar quality in neighborhoods with very few or no Black residents. A longstanding culture of white supremacy in the United States has repeatedly pushed aside equitable and democratic laws and practices in favor of systems of exclusion, devaluation, and suppression. However, culture does change, and in fact, we're witnessing it right now. So I like the way this article is written. It's making me feel good. Like, woo wee, this burden gets heavy, but this is making me feel lighter. So goes on to say, a culture that's supportive of reparations for anti-Black policies is emerging, as evidenced by the local initiatives in Evanston, Asheville, Amherst, and Georgetown University. 4 of the top 15 books in the New York Times nonfiction bestseller list are about race and racism in America. Progress is even occurring on the federal level. So for the first time in the 30 plus years since the late Representative John Conyers, Democrat out of Michigan, introduced H.R. 40, a bill that would establish a commission to study reparations, the legislation finally made it out of the committee this April. So we are making progress, y'all. We have to count it all up, add it all up, as the old folks would say. Goes on to say, to be clear, we will always have to beat back racist and racist policies. However, a repetitive culture that embraces anti-racism and equity can shift the balance of power in those political fights. Just as white supremacist culture gave birth to slavery, redlining, and segregation, we can develop a new culture that recognizes human worth, fairness under the law, and restorative justice. So I like this article, y'all. This is show some light in a dark place today with this damn Juneteenth. You know, I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to be positive. So the next article I found was Truth Telling. Truth Telling series aims to guide the city toward reparations. This is over in Asheville. Remember, we just mentioned the city of Asheville. The city of Asheville wraps up a series of public discussions about reparations. The final of the 3 truth-telling presentations looks to guide policymakers toward improving and healing areas where the city's Black community has been disproportionately harmed. It says, during the second truth-telling session last week, a retired UNC Asheville professor of political science, Dr. Dwight Mullen, clarified the city needs to repair the damage from segregation, not slavery. Now, I had to look, who is this Negro? Like, what? I found his picture, y'all. There he is at the bottom. Look at him. Look at here. Look at here. He said, the city needs to repair the damage from segregation and not slavery. If somebody don't give him a book, please somebody mail this man From Here to Equality by Dr. Sandy Darity. Could somebody mail him a book? Because we need him to read. He goes on to say, segregation was not just about separation. It was about subordination, the intentionality of creating inferiority among a people, oppressing them deliberately through public policy, making it so that the outcomes of public policy were never equal. Well, if that don't sound like damn slavery, then what is it then? What is it? Come on, bro. Y'all look at his picture again. Look at it. Look at it. Let me make this larger. I want y'all to see this. I know y'all can't see it over in Clubhouse, but he just smiling and talking crazy. Talking crazy, y'all. Said that the city needs to repair the damage from segregation, not slavery. Well, how the hell you just gonna pick where we start? No, we're going all the way back to the beginning. We're gonna get to the root, ROOT of this. That damage is easier to pinpoint, according to Mullen, by analyzing data from several policy areas where Asheville's Black community has been disproportionately impacted. That includes housing. Of the city's homeowners, for instance, 2.4% of are African American, but they make up 11.2% of the city's population. So of the 11.2% of that city's population, only 2.4% are homeowners. Wow. Says last week's presentation also highlighted disparities in the city's public schools, law enforcement, and health outcomes. The city says comments gathered from the information sharing and truth-telling series are to be used by a yet-to-be-created Reparations Commission, which will determine how money in future city budgets set aside for reparation is spent. During their last meeting, Asheville City Council members voted to allocate $2.1 million toward funding a reparations effort. Details about the Joint City and County Reparations Commission are expected to be announced later this summer. So kudos to Asheville. We just want that brother to get a book. I need him to get a book and start to read, y'all. Lord, help him. He don't know. I found a bunch of reparations. I'm gonna give y'all as much reparation information as I can. I just was in it today. I was like, I think this Juneteenth thing got me stirred up. I'm just not all right. I'm not all right. We're not getting reparations, but y'all can have a holiday that everybody gonna get paid. The folks that can, whose jobs will honor this, they pay. They don't have to look like us, but they can have the day off and get paid. Only in America, y'all. Black Democrats pushing party leaders for reparations vote this month. So this was in the news, y'all. This was in the news yesterday on the 16th in the news that the Black Democrats, they got a nice little picture. They look like they mad. I need them to be okay. Let me not. As we inch closer to making Juneteenth a national federal holiday, a group of Black Democrats are urging lawmakers to vote on a reparations bill this month. So yeah, okay, y'all are urging them to vote. Okay, let me scroll down, y'all. These ads. Okay, during President Biden's visit to Tulsa last month, he became the first sitting president to visit Tulsa and mark the anniversary of the massacre. So what if he became the first sitting president to visit Tulsa? He didn't talk about reparations. He did not talk about reparations. Some 100-year-old descendants sitting there looking at him. 100 years they lived to tell the story. But you didn't talk about reparations. All right, I have to do one more. And I think because I needed a laugh today, I found this article about Black Twitter and how they felt about Juneteenth. I figured I would bring it to you just to bring to lighten the mood, y'all, to lighten the mood. Where are our reparations? Black Twitter sounds off after Senate passes the bill making Juneteenth a federal holiday. Black Twitter, y'all, you just gotta love Black Twitter and Black people. This article says, while honoring Juneteenth, a day of deep reverence to those descendants cannot be denied, the question in response to the news was, where are our reparations? The NAP ministry said, the government really about to make Juneteenth a federal holiday? Ugh, hate it here. And then here she, and when I clap, y'all, this is what she clapping back is, where are our reparations? The NAP ministry was not playing on Twitter. Meanwhile, on social media, points were made on Twitter in response to the bill passage in the Senate. Y'all, you just gotta love Black Twitter. I figure I will bring this, like I said, to lighten the mood, because I feel a way about Juneteenth. I totally feel a way. So this one says, how do you pass Juneteenth? How do you pass making Juneteenth a holiday but not reparations? with this little meme, right? That little meme. The second one says, we ask for extensive voting rights protection, defund police departments with resources, reallocate to education, job training, and other essential underfunded areas, criminal justice system overhaul, and reparations. And what did white folks do instead? Give themselves a day off work. Y'all, look here. You got to love Black Twitter. The third one says, gaslighting is making Juneteenth a federal holiday while banning critical race theory in schools, destabilizing COVID mutual aid efforts, refusing to defund and abolish police, and blocking reparations legislation. Go play in someone else's face, America. You got to love Black Twitter, y'all. I just had to have something to get me past how I was feeling. So I thought y'all would really appreciate this article. So number 4, this one's from Cori Bush. She says, great, let's get it done and do reparations next. So, and somebody replies, Senate just passed a bill establishing the Juneteenth as a national holiday. Schumer asked for unanimous consent and no senator objected. So yeah, okay. Cori Bush said, great, let's get it done and do reparations next. So we'll take it, Cori. Good for you. And there's the NAP ministry with them claps. This one says, unless my Juneteenth holiday comes with reparations, keep it. Tell them, keep that. You can keep that. And hell, it falls on a Saturday anyway. This one, Bishop Talbert Swan, he says, the Senate unanimously passed Juneteenth as a holiday. They won't pass anti-lynching, reparations, police reform, or voting rights legislation. We're tired of symbolism and no substance. Instead of a day off, pay reparations. Stop lynching us and stop violating our rights. You better preach, Pastor. This one says, no reparations, no justice, just vibes. Here's another one. They are literally telling us they will not honor our lives beyond murals, holidays, and commemorative events that put millions of dollars toward everything but reparations. You better say it. And this one says, does the Juneteenth holiday come with reparations? Keeping up with Congress, y'all. I figured I would bring some light to this subject today because I'm gonna tell you, it made me angry. I'm just gonna be honest. I appreciate it happening. I do. However, I'm speechless because it's like Juneteenth is this weekend. This what we get? You want us to what? Be quiet, sit still, be okay with that? When we still broke, busted, and disgusted? Come on now. Keeping up with Congress. I might not bring you all 10 bills today. I might just do 5. We're going to keep it at the half hour. It's my Friday. We do this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5:00 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I like to bring you about 10 bills, but let's dive into what we can in the next 8 minutes. Let's just dive in. So this is HR 876. HR 876 is Improving Housing Outcomes for Veterans Act of 2021. Improving Housing Outcomes for Veteran Act of 2021. I looked this one up. This Improving Housing Income for Veterans Act, which helps local service providers collaborate more effectively with the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs and streamline the processes necessary to help house Americans America's Veterans. This is Representative Gonzalez. He is Anthony Gonzalez, Republican out of Ohio. He says, we as a nation can live safely and free because of the selfless servicemen and women of our military. He goes on to say, we owe a debt of gratitude to these heroes by providing them with the best services and assistance possible for their transition back into civilian life. I am proud to reintroduce this bill, which allows local service providers to collaborate more effectively with the federal government to aid our veterans in need. So this is HR 876. I tell you, we see a lot of abortion bills, veterans, immigration, national security, gun legislation, and then streamlining of processes. Those are the areas where we see the majority of our bills. So this is a veterans bill, HR 876. HR 877, HR 877 is the Sanctity and Human Life Act, Sanctity and Human Life Act. This bill is Jody Heiss, Republican out of Georgia, y'all. Republican right out of here, my state, the state of Georgia. This bill defines the beginning of human life for purposes of legal and constitutional attributes and privileges of personhood. You know, they're trying to say at conception, you are considered a person. So specifically, this bill declares that the right to life guaranteed by the Constitution is vested in each human and is a person's most fundamental right. Goes on to say each human life begins with fertilization, cloning, or its equivalent. In Congress, each state and the District of Columbia and each U.S. territory have the authority to protect all human lives. So this is an abortion bill, y'all. I tell you, abortion, veterans, immigration, national security, gun legislation, and streamlining the processes. That is where we see the majority of our bills being introduced in Congress. HR 878, HR 878 is the Northwest California Wilderness Recreation and Working Forest Act, Northwest California Wilderness Recreation and Working Forest Act. This bill sets forth provisions concerning the restoration, economic development, and conservation of and recreational access to certain public lands in California. This is Democrat Jared Huffman. Democrat Jared Huffman, he is out of California. HR 879, HR 879 is to amend the Child Abuse Prevention and Treatment Act with respect to infants born with and identified as being affected by substance use or withdrawal symptoms, neonatal abstinence syndrome, or fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, and for other purposes. This is Representative Jayapal, Pramila Jayapal, Democrat out of Washington State. This bill requires states receiving grants for child abuse or neglected prevention and treatment to conduct family assessments and use of risk-based approach in addressing the needs of families with infants born with and identified as being affected by substance use or withdrawal symptoms or related conditions. So this is Representative Jayapal, Democrat out of Washington. Yeah, we won't make all 10 bills this afternoon, but I just had to get in those articles, y'all. I needed a lighter moment. I'm sure we're going to chop it up about Juneteenth, but I just needed that. HR 880, HR 880 is the Firearms Safety Act, the Firearms Safety Act of 2021. Representative Kelly, Robin Kelly, Democrat out of Illinois. Representative Robin Kelly, Democrat out of Illinois. This bill allows the Consumer Product Safety Commission to issue safety standards for firearms and firearm components. So this is, I told you, gun legislation, y'all. Abortion, veterans, immigration, national security, gun legislation, and streamlining the processes. Here's your gun legislation. They usually fall in one of those categories. We've been doing this long enough, y'all. I'm seeing the patterns. I'm seeing how this thing is working. So keeping up with Congress, y'all. We doing the doggone thing. HR 881, HR 881 is to require the Surgeon General of the Public Health Service to submit to Congress an annual report on the effect of gun violence on public health. That's Robin Kelly again, Democrat out of Illinois, gun violence, an annual report on the effects of gun violence on public health. Representative Robin Kelly, Democrat out of Illinois. Y'all, we might make it. We might make it. HR 882, HR 882 is Keeping Guns from High-Risk Individuals Act. Keeping Guns from High-Risk Individuals Act. This is Robin Kelly again, more gun legislation. I looked it up to see what she was talking about. Who are these high-risk individuals? These are individuals convicted of violent misdemeanors, such as a misdemeanor assault for purchasing a gun for 10 years. Individuals convicted of a violent crime as a juvenile from purchasing a gun until the age of 25. Individuals convicted of 2 or more crimes involving drugs or alcohol within a 3-year period from making a purchase for 10 years. And convicted stalkers or domestic violence abusers from purchasing a gun. So she has a list of individuals with violent records that she wants to prohibit from having access to guns. So Keeping Guns from High-Risk Individuals Act. This is HR 882. HR 883, HR 883 is the Clean Start Back to Work Tax Credit Act. Clean Start Back to Work Tax Credit Act. This is Darren LaHood, Representative Darren LaHood, Republican out of Illinois. This bill allows employers a business-related tax credit for 50% of the cost of qualified cleaning expenses occurred in a trade or business or with respect to owning or operating commercial real estate. This credit may not exceed $250,000 for any taxpayer in a taxable year, and it terminates after March 31, 2022. So this bill, y'all, defines qualified cleaning expenses as amounts paid for cleaning services, cleaning products, tools, machinery, technology systems, personal protective equipment, and for obtaining a certificate in cleaning. So these additional cleaning expenses that businesses are incurring, they're looking for a tax credit, y'all. Look at how this thing is working out. So anybody got a business and this bill passed and you buying some cleaning supplies, you better write all this stuff off. You get a tax credit for 50% of the cost. That's a pretty damn good tax credit. You're going to get 50% credit for it? Like they're going to cut this cost in half for you? Y'all pay attention, y'all. This is how these folks keeping their money in their pocket. This is how they don't pay taxes. HR 883, the Clean Start Back to Work Tax Credit Act. Y'all, we gonna make it. Come on, we got 2 more. HR 884, HR 884, the National Aviation Preparedness Plan Act of 2021. This bill directs the Department of Transportation to develop a national aviation preparedness plan for communicable disease outbreaks, including to require that frontline at-risk employees are equipped with appropriate personal protective equipment to reduce the likelihood of exposure to a communicable disease that has the potential to cause an epidemic or pandemic of infectious disease that will constitute a public health emergency of intentional concern. So in developing the plan, the DOT must consult with aviation industry and labor stakeholders such as air carriers. So they are preparing the National Aviation Preparedness Plan. They're preparing for epidemic, pandemic. They're preparing. So this is Representative Rick Larson, Democrat out of Washington State. Y'all, we did it. We went over 1 minute. Y'all stay with me 1 more minute, y'all. Small Business PPE Tax Credit Act, Small Business PPE Tax Credit Act, HR 885. This is Representative Brenda Lawrence, Democrat out of Michigan. This bill allows certain small businesses a tax credit for qualified personal protective equipment expenses up to $25,000 in a taxable year. Now they about to get back all kind of money. This is why the big people don't pay taxes. They about to get back all kind of money. These entities eligible for such credit include farms, veteran organizations, and tribal business concerns. This bill defines qualified personal protective equipment expense to include the cost of equipment for reducing the risk of coronavirus transmission, including gloves, medical masks, and protective gear and cleaning supplies. I'm telling you, y'all, none of these big wigs, this is why they don't pay taxes. They don't look. They just keep writing the laws that give them all their money back. HR 885. This is Brenda Lawrence, Democrat out of Michigan, y'all. So tomorrow is the big day. We are at the Georgia State Capitol. I don't know. I'm kind of sitting on pins and needles a bit, y'all. We are at the Georgia State Capitol. Reparations Now. The Freedmen's Reparations and Justice Rally begins at 11 a.m. tomorrow to 11 a.m. tomorrow to 1 p.m. The city is going to be popping for Juneteenth. So I'm excited about that because I love Black people, and I just get excited that we come together and such a, we understand why we're celebrating, but we're going to push the federal government and our local governments to get this right. We're going to push them, y'all. So reparations rally tomorrow at 11 a.m. at the Georgia State Capitol. Please be there. If you are local to the Atlanta area, please be there. And I am Tamara Johnson Shealy, y'all. Go to the website. I want to thank my Clubhouse family yesterday for coming through, doggone it. We were able to raise some monies that we needed to get on the road around the state. And I just want to say thank you again to the Clubhouse family for coming through and making it all happen. We got to continue to do this. We got to push because we're going to have to save ourselves. Unfortunately, nobody's going to help us but us. But I just want to say thank you again. Go to the website, continue to contribute, do what you can, spread the word. And of course, I say this is my Friday, but really it's Thursday. I will see you back here on Keeping Up with Congress on Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you. I will be posting all over social media. Stay tuned, y'all. It's about to get hot in here. See you tomorrow and Monday.